You've got to love playoff basketball. Game 1 today delivered. Game 2 just as good. The Timberwolves holding on for the Game 4 win. They're now up 3-1 in this series with a final score 116-113. Welcome into Playoff Central Live. Ashley Shamedy back with Wesley Matthews. We've got Devin Harris as well. You guys, these games today have been absolutely electric. This Lakers-Timberwolves game, 10 lead changes, 7 times tied. An overturned call there in the final seconds, and the Timberwolves able to hang on. Here it is right there. That's what it took, guys.
I've never seen a Hawkeye cannon. That new?
They got every angle.
What makes this play even bigger, the fact that the Lakers called timeout initially, the call gets...
Is the ball game. 116-113. We had Ant-Man play the entire second half, 43 points for him. You had Luka and LeBron doing absolute work. Let's go ahead and hear from Anthony Edwards after the big win.
Just tell me what quick.
Anthony Edwards puts up 43 points in 44 minutes, played the entire second half, makes clutch shot after clutch shot, but he gives a shout out to his teammates, Dante, Naz Reid, you got Jaden McDaniels, because they did absolutely make those plays down the stretch. Who impressed you most? I mean, obviously Anthony Edwards with 40 plus points, but when you look at those role players and how they secured this win.
Naz Reid. Naz Reid. I've been talking about Naz Reid the whole day. I mean, you see it. He hasn't missed a shot in the fourth quarter, which is insane. Didn't even know that was really a thing. He plays with energy, he plays with confidence. You know, I love his story, how he came into this league undrafted, and I thought was crazy about that too. But he just shows up. He does his job. He does his role. You see his versatility on the defensive end, what he adds to the offensive end. I mean, he's a big-time player.
I think Naz Reid as well, but you can't McDaniels. Obviously, the 37 that he had, in the previous game. Obviously, he's guarding Luka the entire game. Never really gets tired, but still has the energy to find ways to make big plays offensively as well. And Ant had a lot of help today. Did a lot of work, but the help that he's getting right now is definitely, a big part of what Minnesota's doing defensively. Their ability to guard the pick and roll and to keep Lakers out of the paint.
The Lakers outscored the Timberwolves 36-23 in that third quarter. They had some elite shot making. I mean, what could they have done differently down the stretch, or was it just one of those games that this is how it unfolded?
Sometimes that's just how it is in
Yeah.
the league. You have moments like that where it feels like there's no way we're losing this game. Everything's falling. We got a harmony about it. I mean, they switched their starting lineup to start the second half. They saw something that they identified. They went zone, took Minnesota out of their rhythm, so it was like they did what they were supposed to do. Minnesota just did a little bit more. Sometimes it's like that.
Now they lead the series 3-1, and they're going to go back to LA to potentially close it out. But let's go ahead and hear from Lakers head coach JJ Redick after the game.
JJ, you made the change of the lineup to start the second half and went with those guys the whole way through. Was that the plan from the start, and how did you kind of manage what you were going to do?
No, it wasn't planned, but we just made the decision at halftime.
What do you take away, I guess, most from a kind of an emotionally difficult loss like that, in which you had yourselves in pretty good shape multiple times and they just kept coming back?
We certainly played well enough to win, and we gave the effort to win, and not a planned thing to play 5 guys an entire second half. We asked them at the beginning of the fourth quarter, told them we had 2 extra timeouts. If you need a sub, let us know. Those guys gave a lot.
JJ, how much stress did Ant put your perimeter defenders on there in the fourth, and just how did your guys, I guess, at times fight and compete and keep him to space, but ultimately kind of ran out of gas against him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a difficult player, and I think there's certain lineups that you can look at that they play that we could have mixed in some different things. When they have their shooters out there, it's tough to kind of mix in fires. We tried to fire multiple times. It wasn't communicated well. We did end up, trying to blitz him. He raced it both times and they scored. So, he's a very dynamic offensive player.
What was your vantage point on the inbound that was a turnover?
Well, let's just start with Luka got tripped. I mean, that was a blatant trip. He doesn't just fall on his own. We watched it. He gets tripped. So we should have been at the free throw line. that's not an excuse for why we lost, but we got fouled, and we had a chance to go up. Again, you work on the end game stuff, and you draw it up, and you tell guys very specific things. We didn't execute it, and very obvious we didn't execute it. So I don't know what that's my only vantage point. We just didn't execute.
JJ, were you concerned at all at a point? I know you said you checked in with the guys at the start of the fourth quarter about trying to find a minute or two there. LeBron has obviously played a ton of basketball in his life, and is there any second guessing for you on that decision?
Not on that one. I think once you've kind of made that decision, and that they all are in, you just got to trust them.
JJ, we mentioned the possession battle pregame areas.
Yeah, I thought we played well enough in the first half. Our first shot defense, we should have been up double figures, and that's instead we're down. That's some turnovers led to some baskets, and then the offensive rebound just killed us in the first half.
You said after game one that your team needed to play with kind of the edge and mentality that you guys showed in game two. It seemed like you mentioned the offensive play, but Randall all game kind of was able to be a physical disruptor. What did you make of what he was able to do, and how was he impactful in the game?
As a defender, you're talking about?
No, just flying around the court everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, he's you got to live with some stuff. 22 shots, 25 points. You got to live with some stuff.
Did you think his energy though?
No, he's been great all series. Yeah.
As Coach Reddick also saying that they definitely played well enough to win. Obviously, things just not going their way. Those 5 guys that came out within the second half played the entirety of that second half. But what is it about Minnesota? Is it a matchup problem? Obviously, Anthony Edwards, we just got to break down a little bit more of his play and his game. And I mean, it got chippy there from the start. And I think it was in the first half, he and LeBron kind of going back and forth. Like, this is Anthony Edwards' moment, time to shine.
I mean, we saw this last year in the playoffs against Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Right? He loves these matchups, and obviously it brings something else out of him. But he's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah.
With his ability to space the floor and how he's increased his.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.